The expectations?
Andas a brincar o qué? Tirinda troca.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. If you are new here, hi, it's your girl Djena. My sister's like, why don't you do reaction videos? And I'm like, I'm not a reaction kind of girl, but here we are. Today I am reacting to a little series of videos that I saw on TikTok that left my heart palpitating. So let's get into this video by this creator.
Recovered from my traumatic date in Paris that happened back in May. So story time. Perhaps a year ago, I was living in north of England and I went on a night out and met this guy who he wasn't particularly attractive, but he was polite. And I've always had this motto that if a guy approaches me, I'll give him a shot because it takes balls if he does it in a respectful way. Fast forward, I moved back to London. He's texting, he's communicating here and there. But it isn't until my actual birthday when he's like, I really want to take you away, but let me send you a birthday present. And he sends me a little bank transfer for my birthday. And I'm like, oh, okay, cute. Bear in mind, I always say I want a generous man. Obviously, I want one that makes a lot of money, but generosity is the key factor here. So this was like a good omen, right? And he was very normal.
Sis, how long did you have these braids in for? My God.
Middle, maybe working class even. But people keep being like to me, just date someone normal. You don't have to date a millionaire. You don't have to date someone who's super wealthy. You'll find someone who's normal will fall in love. Just you wait. So I thought, okay, maybe people are onto something. Let me give this guy a chance. I genuinely don't know how long my hair is, so this is going to be my tester braid. He sends me this birthday gift, and then, you know, I've just come back from an amazing girls trip in Morocco, and he's like, I really want to bring you to Paris. I'm over there at the moment, staying over there, and I don't want to send you too much money right now because I want to take you shopping when you get to Paris. So I'm like, okay, great, but what are your expectations? And he's like, no expectations. I just want you to be happy. I just want to see you. I've wanted to see you for months. I want to take you on this date.
I gifted you money. I'm gonna send you a ticket to Paris. When you get to Paris, I'm gonna give you money to go shopping, and there are no expectations. That's a bold face lie. But okay, let's keep going. These ninjas. Girls, I hope you're not falling for that shenanigans on this 2025. If a ninja tells you that there is no expectations, baby, know that there are all the expectations. The expectations?
So we start planning which day I'm going to come over. Bear in mind, I am fully aware, again, that this guy is not super rich, but I'm saying, okay, can we stay in this hotel? Can we stay in there? And he says to me, look, again, I want to give you more money for shopping. I'm going to book an Airbnb instead of a hotel because it's going to be more affordable. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. I like a man that can budget. A man that knows his own wallet is a good man, right? I don't believe in people spending more than they're capable of for a woman. You spend what you can.
You know what? You're saying this, but you'll be surprised. There's some really nice Airbnbs out there. Really nice. Like, I'd rather go to a spacious Airbnb than be caught up in like a really tight hotel room. You know, you will have like Airbnbs that are all decked out. I love a good Airbnb.
Sorry to interject. I feel like I've not described this guy properly. He is a Cameroonian black man who lives in England, but obviously speaks French because I think in Cameroon they speak French. Is giving uncle. I think he's like 35 or something, but
whoa. Whoa, I'm 39. If he's giving uncle, am I giving you auntie? That's crazy.
But yeah, and I don't think I emphasized enough that this guy is not attractive, by the way. But I used to be ugly. And so I've kind of always had that mentality where I'm like, okay, but everyone deserves love, blah, blah, blah. Spoiler alert, not this guy. I know you're already sensing some orange flags. Well, there's more. So I live in London. To get to Paris via the Eurostar only takes like a couple of hours. This guy decides to book me a flight to Paris from London. Like, I understand if you're flying to Paris from like any other city, but London and Amsterdam. But this, I'm just like, what the hell's going on? So fine, whatever. Again, like I've just let my standards slip here. I'm trying to give this guy a chance. And already I'm giving him too many chances. He doesn't want to book a hotel. I'm thinking, well, you know, fine, I'll allow the Airbnb. Oh, he doesn't want to book a train. Okay, cool, I'll allow a plane. Ends up being delayed for like an hour and a half. So I have to travel all the way to freaking Gatwick, which takes forever, get through security and everything. I've just got a hand.
Yo, Gatwick is the end of the world. Gatwick is the end of the world.
Just got a hand luggage with me. The plane gets delayed like crazy. There is a really hot guy who sits next to me on the plane, to be fair, so that makes up for like the terrible journey. And then it gets even worse once I get to the airport.
At the rate that this girl is undoing her hair, we're gonna be here for hours. We're gonna be here for hours. For someone who braids hair, and obviously I undo hair, this is driving me crazy. I can't focus on anything else but how slow she's undoing her hair. My goodness.
Bear in mind, I'm already landing like an hour and a half late. He's not there yet. He's stuck in traffic. How can you told me the place you've booked is 20 minutes from the airport. So what time did you fucking leave? And I can't speak French. So I'm trying to get through this airport. I cannot figure my way out. I'm seeing a bunch of people that look like they know where they're going. So we get into a lift. Tell me, why does the lift break? Why does the God was telling me to go back home.
The elevator broke? That's a sign from God.
It breaks whilst I'm in there, and there's nothing I can do. They're all speaking French to each other. I can't understand. There's no signal. I can't even use Google Translate. So I'm just there like, oh, well, at least I'm not scared of lifts. I wish I'd recorded it, but I don't want to record their faces. Finally, get out of the lift. I'm waiting outside for like 45 minutes, and he finally pulls up. And he's like, hey, baby, how are you? Let's go. So I'm like, okay, amazing. Like, I'm so hungry. Like, I've literally been in the airport. Oh, I left my house maybe at 2-ish. And with the time difference, got to Paris about 9 p.m, right? So it's been a long day. I've only had like a small airport meal. And I'm like, babe, I'm so hungry. He's like, no worries. I'm going to cook for you. Now, I want to preface this by saying I've been out of the dating game for a couple months, right? Like, even more, maybe 2 years, I've just not been actively dating. So I forgot my own rules from when I was like 19. My dumb ass did not double check where the Airbnb was. In fact, as we're driving, we end up driving into this area called Creolo or Creolo. It is the ghetto. I'm seeing council flats, like just blocks. Sorry, camera cut. I'm just seeing.
Oh, she took her to Croydon.
Blocks. I can't see the Eiffel Tower. I can't see the river. I can't see anything Parisian. All I can see is like a takeaway, like their version of McDonald's. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, oh yeah, to get into Paris we can drive, or you can take the train in. Am I in Milton Keynes? This is like the French equivalent of going to Milton Keynes. It's not even ends because we're so far out. I'm not even in like Peckham. I'm in like Milton Keynes. There ain't shit to do here. There's no restaurants.
I'm sorry, Milton Keynes? Just maybe you don't have a car, sis. That's why you don't think there's anything to do in Milton Keynes. If you have a car, Milton Keynes is where it's at. Okay?
There's nothing. There's no pretty views. The only views I'm seeing is out of this nasty block onto the other blocks. We get in to the building and he's like, oh yeah, this isn't an Airbnb, by the way. Excuse me? Oh yeah, this is my friend's parents' place that they got like a couple years ago. Okay, has no one been in here for a couple years? Oh, sometimes my friend stays. I don't believe you. When I tell you this house was filthy. Like, okay, the decor was old for starters. The decor, it must have last been decorated about 20 years ago. It looked terrible. But like, someone can have bad taste in decor and still have a house clean. There's mounds of dust. Like,
I would have died. I would have died.
In the corner, I'm seeing dead bugs everywhere. Like every single corner, behind the sofa, behind everything. Like the curtains are not matching the sofa, they're not matching the other chair, like, and everything is just musty and stinky, and like it's screaming. The place was screaming for a scrub. The entrance is like swarming with flies and like stinks. Like it's just not where you would take someone on a date to fucking impress them. I could have just stayed home in my nice clean home and gone to the gym and spa. He then starts showing me around the rooms.
Especially when you have a gym and spa in your complex. My God.
There's 3 rooms, right? So I'm like, great. He's like, oh yeah, this is the main bedroom, but it's my friend's mum's, so you're not allowed in here. Neat, not to my taste, but very neat and tidy. There's another room, the 3rd room. He shows me, and he's like, yeah, this is where I'm keeping all my clothes and there's no light in here. Okay. And then he shows me the room he's staying in. He's like, yeah, you're going to be staying in here with me. Why did this whole no expectation conversation? You brought me to the ghetto, and now you're telling me I need to share your bed with dirty bed sheets, dead bugs across the floor because you put your fucking clothes in the other room. Take the clothes out. By this point, it's all starting to dawn on me. Like this man has swindled me over to France. Not Paris, France, because it's not Paris. It's Creolo. Okay? Like, I'm in awe. This man has tricked me. But this will not trick me any further. I didn't realize the story would...
You've been bamboozled, little sis. You've been bamboozled.
I didn't realize the story would take so long. So, yeah, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. But there is another part coming out. Oh. So that means, yeah, you're going to have to stay with me. Oh, you fucking dick. Part 2 of the worst first date ever in Paris. So I'm like, I don't think that's going to work, because he's like, why not? Well, obviously, as a man, you're going to get mad when I don't do anything with you because I'm not doing anything with you. And we've already clarified this. He's like, no, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. I respect whatever. We've already had this discussion. He has the bed. I wait for him to fall asleep because I'm not getting into bed with him whilst he's awake. This man magically wakes up and starts trying to spoon me.
But you got into his bed?
Do I know you? I have been coerced into your bed and you're trying to spoon me. I said, don't spoon me, don't touch me. Oh, but let me just touch your beautiful body. Get the
Sis, you haven't been coerced necessarily. You could have slept on the couch. If it was me, if I felt like really uncomfortable to, like, you know, I'm gonna sit on a chair in the living room somewhere fully clothed. You know, I'll lean my head, you know, when you sleep with one eye, you know, that's what I would do. But I wouldn't go get into his bed with him.
Get the fuck off me, Satan. Don't touch me. So I have to position myself where this man cannot reach me because he is persistent and...
On a bed. He cannot reach you. I mean, what size is this bed? Wherever you position yourself on that bed, he's gonna reach you.
Anyways, fucking pissing me off even thinking about it. So he like eventually gets the message and in a humph rolls over to his side of the bed, exactly like I said he would. Am I a fortune teller or what? So I do not have a good night's sleep, and I wake up only to find him taking out baby oil, talking about, oh, he's gonna give me a massage.
Nah, not baby oil. The word baby oil has got me traumatized. Every time I think of baby oil, I think of the diddler. I cannot with the baby oil.
I've already said to him, I've made it abundantly clear, we're not doing anything, this is a date. We've still not gone for food or drinks. I'm still hungry and thirsty. I still haven't seen the fucking Eiffel Tower. And you're bringing out baby oil? He's like, oh, well, can you massage me?
You didn't eat the night before?
I said no. So he then goes off in a shop, as men do. Oh, right, well, I've got some work to do. So you've dragged me out to Paris, and you've even called off sick from your office all of a sudden. You have work to do? That makes a lot of sense. I'm ready by 11 a.m. I come down to find him watching Jordan Peterson videos and Podcast Bros and watching the football while lazing on the sofa like an African dad, okay? And he turns to me, he's like, oh, well, we should be making babies right now. We should be having fun, having sex.
No expectations.
So I've already told you, we are not in a relationship. I don't know you. We've not yet gone on a date. This is not romantic. He was like, what's not romantic? I said, taking me to a council estate, a filthy home. You could even call a cleaner. Oh, well, I tried. Bringing me out here to do nothing. Oh, Then this man has audacity to start calling me ungrateful. Oh, I cooked for you and you haven't even washed my dishes. Sorry? Oh, yeah, well, if you'd been sensible and booked us in for dinner or brunch or into a cafe, well, we wouldn't have to cook or clean. But I start cleaning dishes, next thing you know, I'll be vacuuming the floors because you couldn't find a cleaner. And then he's like, oh, well, could you do this? Could you do this? Take your date all the way to Paris? No, sir, actually, no, I couldn't. I'm having a hard enough time persuading my girls to come to Mykonos for free to stay in a luxury 5-room villa.
You don't have to persuade me too much, babe. Just tell me when. I'm there with you. What? You know what's crazy? When men think they're doing so much, you know? When they think they're doing so much. When they feel their chest. When they think they're all of that. African men, I swear she's speaking about some Cameroonian brother, but I'm talking about the African men that I know of from my side of Africa. It just sounds like they're all the same. When they fill their chest to show you what they are all about, and it's all air. All air.
So, yeah, I'd have a difficult time bringing anybody to a council estate in the ghetto of Paris. So, you know what? For that, I commend you, sir, because not many men can put that on their CV. Very conveniently, he has forgotten to book the Louvre, so the only availability is at 4 p.m. So for 4 hours, I have nothing to do. I am so far out from Paris, there's no way for me to just go in and do my own thing. The only thing in this Creole neighborhood is a shopping mall and like the French equivalent of a McDonald's. So I have to do nothing for 4 hours whilst he watches football. Bear in mind, he doesn't have a TV remote for the TV, he can't find it, so I can't watch anything. I didn't bring my laptop because I thought, well, I'm going to be in France for 2 days, I'm going to be so busy, why would I need my laptop? So I can't watch anything on my own. Yeah. We start driving to the Louvre and we see a couple of pro-Palestinian banners and I'm like, oh, that's great. And he starts losing it. He goes on a half an hour rant about how much he hates Palestinians, how they all deserve to die. He thinks the genocide is the right thing. They should all get killed. And I'm like, are you Israeli? He's like, no. Are you Jewish? No. So what the hell is going on? What the hell is wrong? He said, you need to educate yourself. You're so fucking stupid. You're defending the wrong. Like, just absolute, guys, it was getting really scared. Like, I genuinely was scared. Like, I felt sick. And like, the thing is, I have so many Jewish friends who are not Zionists. They're pro-Palestine. So it's not even a Jew thing. Like, this man is just so ignorant. He's a Cameroonian immigrant, guys. He moved to France as a child and then moved to England. Like, it doesn't really compute. After all of this man is still trying to hold my hand. He's still trying to lean in to kiss me. And I'm just like, okay, what's my shopping budget, by the way? I already know what the answer is. But I'm just like, what a perfect time to ask. He's like, oh, let's talk when we get home. Why? We're in Paris right now. I can see people walking around with shopping bags in their hands, heading into the Louvre. This is perfect. I want to go shopping now. He's like, we'll talk about later. I'm like, no, we'll talk about it now. He's like, oh, well, since you don't want to sleep with me, and you're saying you can't do anything outside relationship, well, I can turn around and say same thing, then I don't need to give you money or anything. You should prove to me, prove why you deserve any money, yeah. But I was happy we clarified this because I was like, cool, you are not touching me. Like, do not, like, I knew he couldn't even try. Don't even try and stand near me. Just in case there's a hot man that might want my number, don't even come close to me at this point. And of course I'm annoyed because this whole time you could have just booked a nice hotel, but you've decided, oh, you wanted to give me more money for shopping. And aside from that, this man is still trying to be cozy with me, as if telling me this was going to make me, I don't know, all of a sudden jump into his pants like, oh no, I really want to go shopping. It's just, the whole thing was just so weird. I don't know, maybe he's trying to manipulate me, but like, my prefrontal cortex has developed now, guys. I'm not falling for it. And I think also this is why he was trying to come for my age. And
not the prefrontal cortex has developed.
And say things about, oh, you should be married by now with kids and blah, 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 because you just can't manipulate women past a certain.
That talk about by your age you should be married with kids is so dated. African brothers, y'all need to start doing better. Keep up with the times. To be married with kids to a man like you, I'll beg.
Past a certain point, and I think he knows that. He watches enough of these podcast bros to know this. So we head into the Louvre, and the whole time he's complaining about how boring this is and how this isn't what he likes to do. Well, shocker, if you'd actually booked something, maybe we would have done something else. Anyways, after maybe 2 hours, so we're in the Louvre for about 2 hours, and I am absolutely...
At least you made it to the Louvre.
Famished, starving. So I'm like, let's just go grab some food. I'm done here. He's like, okay, no problem. But we're walking past all these restaurants, and he's like, actually, let's go pick up my car because I don't want to pay any more for parking. And I'm too hungry and tired to argue. So he's like, there's an Italian place closer to where we're staying. We can go and eat there. As we're driving, he then decides, actually, I want to get African food and just sit down at home and eat it. Calls them up. We pull up to a food van that's outside of an empty building. There's no one there. He picks up chicken, potatoes, and rice. And it was so bad. It was such bad food. So anyways, we eat that, and I'm like, okay, I brought a dress, I brought heels. Maybe we should go out for like a date finally, like drinks, dinner. And he's like, you know what? I'm actually too tired. I'm just gonna watch football and sleep for now. It's not even 8 p.m. and this man is on the sofa.
He's only doing that because you didn't give him any pootie tang. If you had given that man pootie tang, he would have taken you to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
That's my date, pretty much. And I'm just like, thank God I'm going home tomorrow. Like, this couldn't have been worse.
Oh my God, she had to spend 2 nights with him. Oh.
He's actually there, lying there like an African uncle, snoring. There's no food, like, apart from this nasty food, and I could only eat 1 piece of chicken. There's no food in the house. And like I said, the only thing in the area is a McDonald's. Based off of his outfit, I should have known we were not going to go anywhere nice. One thing I'll give French people, they do dress very, very classy. Everyone wears suits, even on the plane, like people wearing suits for the plane journey. And this guy left the house in black flip-flops, black leather shorts that reached just past his knees, and a bright coloured shirt. I should have known. Let me sum up the rest of the date. That room that was off limits, all of a sudden he could use, so he decided to sleep in a separate room. I slept separately. I made sure I locked that door and put a bag in front of it so this man couldn't come and harass me. The next day I woke up bright and...
Yeah, but sis, I mean, it's too late. If he wanted to harass you, he would have harassed you the first night. And even if you wanted to get into the room and do something, your bag is not going to stop him.
Early, he didn't want to do anything, and I had my flight anyways, so I was very happy when he said he'd be dropping me off 3 hours early. I was so hungry, guys. I don't think you understand. Like, I must have lost weight because I barely ate when I was there. He took me to the shopping mall and we ate at like some fast food Japanese place. Like, I still haven't tried French food. I still haven't had a glass of wine. And yeah, I almost cried. When I stepped out of his car at the airport, I almost started crying. It felt so nice to finally be away from this creep. Because that's what he was, a creep and a loser, and like worst day of my entire life.
From big sis to little sis, I think you were a little too trusting. You don't get flown out to another country so easily. A lot of girls get caught up with this idea, oh, I'm getting flown out, I'm getting flew out, oh, I'm getting flown out to Paris. I think we get too excited for adventures, excited to experience the lavish life. We get too excited when we see sparkle in the air, and not everything that glitters and shines is gold and diamonds. I think what you could have suggested was, instead of getting flown out to France, you could have suggested the same money that he can spend to fly you out, he could have came to the UK. Get a feel for him first, and then you fly out to France. Now, to fly out to a whole different country to go be with somebody you've never met, I know we've heard stories on the social medias that it works out beautifully for some women, but do you understand how dangerous that is? It's a gamble, it's a risk, and so many women are willing to take the risk, and so many stories are being heard of women who have been abused, who have been ended, even though, you know, we're anti this man because he took you to the ghetto, he flew you out to the ghetto, he barely fed you, he was an uncle at the tender age of 35. We have to thank God for the fact that he wasn't psycho, because he could have been someone else that you would have never returned to your country, to your family, to your wonderful apartment with a sauna and a pool and a gym. You know, he could have been someone else that the rejection could have not settled well with him. And some men, when they cannot handle rejection, the things that they will do to counter that rejection are crazy. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get into what makes men take advantage of women, because there are so many factors that could contribute to that. It's this need for control, this, I don't know, like traumas from childhood, you know, bad influences, animalistic urges in the body. Anything can be a cause for a man to act stupid and crazy. Luckily for you, this man ended up, you know, with all his everything, he was okay. Another thing that I thought about when I watched this is the fact that I'm sure he's done that to other women and it worked. So he thought, okay, let me try it on this girl since it's working on a woman. You'll be surprised how many women accept or are grateful for the bare minimum. You know, just the fact that they got flown out to a different country, they're chilling in that Airbnb apartment with the fleas and flies everywhere in the ghettos of France, okay? They're happy for that. So that's where he got the bravery. That's where he got the audacity to think that you would go and you would enjoy that. I think I have to say that obviously not all, I'm not trying to generalize, but there's a significant percentage of African men who are very limited mentally. The misogyny, it just flows in their veins. They're so like dated mentally, and they have this idea that the women belong in the kitchen taking care of kids and blah, 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 blah. Women today know too much to be settling for that nonsense. Bare minimum is gonna be an antiquated term in a couple of years, because women today know what they're worth. It's not even about knowing what they're worth, because I think women back in the day knew what they were worth, but back in the day, women didn't have many options. Many women depended on men for financial support, whereas today, we're making our own guap. So after making my own guap, you think I'm gonna settle for your nonsense? Never. Never. So for you to tell this young lady that she should be with child or children, married, laying down what cooking for you and bending over for you while you lay there watching football? You can't even take this girl to the Louvre on time? You can't even take her to a nice meal? You're giving her some jacked up potato and meat from some dodgy restaurant? My friend, opa. And for the women who are accepting this behavior, I beg you keep up with the times, sis. Don't be the reason why men continue to treat us like this. We all have to abide by the same standards. Because if most of us are saying, no, we deserve better, but then some of us are settling for the bare minimum, the men are not going to make change. My God, what a story, sis. I'm sure it was a very humbling experience for you. I'm so happy that you made it out alive. I'm sure that has set the tone for your future, I don't know, interactions with men and prospects. It's still okay to pursue a normal guy, because not every guy is going to be a six-figure nigga. You know, like not every guy is going to be doing all of that. You know, and if they are doing all of that, they want a woman that can match their hustle. Make sure you have something to offer as well. You need leverage, okay? To say, oh, but I'm beautiful is not enough. Make sure that you have something in here. You have something in here to go along with the rest of the package. And good luck on your future ventures. I think this video was quite old, so I wonder if you know, you've gotten with anyone else. I'm gonna go through your TikTok to look at more stories. May this be a lesson to all my little sisters out there. We need to be careful. When I watch this, I think about some of the crazy things I've done in my past. There was one time I knew the person, you know, it's not like I didn't know the person, I knew the person. We went to a hotel, everything was going really well, and the person entered the cave. And the minute a person entered the cave, something didn't feel right. I don't know if it's like my spirit didn't go with it. Something didn't feel right. And I asked the person to come out. And the minute I looked at the person to ask the person to come out and they heard like come out of the cave, I saw something in their eyes like considering continuing going through the cave. I had to adjust the look in my eye to say, nigga, what we're not gonna do is you to try to play me. Get out of the cave. It was such a swift moment in time. It was so quick. It was like a millisecond. But for me, it felt like ages. There's something animalistic about men when they want what they want, if you know what I'm saying. When they have that, they want the sexo. Okay, the sexo. That's why I'm like, you know, this girl needs to thank her lucky stars that this man didn't try to do, like, forcefully try to do something to her. Because that could have ended completely different. Like, he could have, you think you locking the door and putting a bag in front of the door is gonna make a difference? If that man really wanted to get through to you, he gets punani on a regular. It may not be your level, your standard of punani, but he gets punani from the women who are happy to go to the ghetto. If it was another man that doesn't get punani on a regular and you reject it, not your bag couldn't do anything on that door. That baby oil would have been working on you, sis. But yeah, going back to the person who I said that had to get out of the cave. After that, like, you know, then it became very awkward. The whole energy in the room just it shifted. We ended up saying our goodbyes. I left and the person stayed in the hotel and enjoyed the rest of the day in the hotel. When I walked away, I had to thank my lucky stars that the person stopped, because we hear so many stories of men with no self-control. They're way stronger than I was. You know, the person was like double the size of my body. If they wanted to continue in that cave, there's nothing that I could have done to stop. You know, I could have fought, but I don't think there would have been enough fight in me to block that. And I put myself in that situation, and it was such a humbling moment for me, because I was just like, girl, what you're not gonna do is get yourself killed off. I hope that this experience is eye-opening and that you think, you know what? I know for you, you're not seeing it as I put myself in harm's way. I think for her, she's just seeing it as, oh my God, it was so ghetto. It was such a basic situation. He took me to the ghetto. But I hope you see how this could have been so dangerous. This had the potential to be incredibly dangerous, babe. So let this be an eye-opener for all my young sisters that are watching this. Thank you for sharing your story. I don't know how you guys feel about this reaction. It feels weird to do a reaction video, but let me know if you enjoyed it, if you want me to do more. If you are new here, please do subscribe and stay a while. My name is Djena and I'm signing out. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Bye.